Hi everybody, Carissa here with Inky Fairy Designs for Blitzy today, and I am creating this mixed media art journal page using some Ranger Dylusions paints. I'm working in a Canson mixed media art journal, and this is kind of my working journal, so I just haven't played with these before, and I wanted to kind of try them out and do different things, so that's why I pulled out this particular journal. I'm also using some of the Ranger ink blending tools to apply the paint to my page, and I'll be working with this Donna Downey stencil, which is called the Collage Portrait. So that's kind of what I'll be using. I might pull out some other stamps and stuff, but I'll kind of show you and walk you along the way of what I'm doing. So the first thing I'm doing to get over the blank canvas syndrome is I just wanted to cover my entire page with some of the lemon zest color of the Dylusions paint, and I'm using the ink blending tool, and you can see I am just taking a small amount of it and using some circular motions. I'm applying it all over my page, and I kind of blend some of it out on my craft mat and then bring it onto my page. And I gotta tell you that this tool really puts the paint on so smoothly and beautifully, and I really liked it. I like the circular motions best. You can see here I'm just experimenting and I'm trying different things. I'm trying to like kind of wipe it on the page, but you can see when I did that it got I would get that circular imprint, which isn't bad, but I wanted to blend it out, so I ended up going back to the circular motion. So now I'm just playing around with some different tools. Here I'm just using an old gift card, and I'm picking up the paint directly from the paint pan, or the lid actually, and I'm just kind of making some marks along my page, just adding some texture and playing around with the way that it applies. And I ended up like rubbing it all across the page and kind of just blending it out. And like I said, I'm really just kind of playing with the paints and figuring them out, and I wanted to try this technique again, so I took some of the, I think this is the teal or vibrant turquoise color, and just applying that. And I like how it's scraped when I use the green, which is called Fresh Lime. And these paints are so vibrant and so bright. I love them. They go on and they have a really nice coverage. But my page was getting a little bit chaotic, and so I wanted to tone it down. So I'm just using some golden fluid paint in titanium white, and I'm just kind of spreading that along with my hands. And then I wanted to get kind of a really nice overall whitewash, so I just poured some of the paint directly on my page, and I'm using my brayer and just applying that paint. You can see some of the teal or the turquoise wasn't completely dried, so it kind of blended in, and I really liked how that worked too. So now I'm using that same technique with the old gift card, and you could use an old credit card or anything like that. And I thought I would come in with some purple. I had it out for a while, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it, but once I put it on my page, I was really, really happy with that contrast color. And so I added some of those stripes with that card, and then I'm going to add kind of like a outline, and you know, all I'm doing is really building up a background. I'm just adding layer after layer after layer, and then we're going to go in with the stencil layer and kind of cover a lot of it up, but the layers that we have built up on the background will show through. And that's what I love about kind of just playing around in my art journal and seeing where it takes me. I really wasn't thinking about anything, just kind of going with playing around and seeing what worked and what didn't. So I took out some background stamps, and I'm using some archival ink in watering can and applying some texture with my stamps to the background. And now I wanted to try another technique with the blending tool, and I'm just adding kind of dots, and it's fun to use this blending tool as kind of a stamp, and it gives me these really cool circles for my page. And you can see I'm adding a second layer. I wanted it to get a little bit darker. These paints are they're semi-transparent, so you can see that my background is showing through where I'm laying that yellow which is really cool. But also a fun thing to know about these stamp or about this paint is that if you let that first layer dry, you can get a completely opaque look. That's not what I was looking for or what I was doing. I was just kind of playing around, but you can see that the background that we had laid down is still showing through, so it just adds another dimension of layering. Okay, so now I pulled out a Stabilo pencil 3-in-1 woody, and this is something I hadn't used before, but it's kind of a uh, water-based product. Like, it activates with water, so it is going down dry. I'm just kind of outlining all of my circles, and then I'm going to take my water brush and I'm going to activate that paint. And so you'll see that it gets really, really vibrant and dark, and it's a really cool way to add some dimension and depth to certain areas of whatever you're doing. So it's something that I'd seen and I wanted to try out, and so I kind of pulled it out. Like I said, I've just been playing with different products that I have gotten and wanted to just mess around with them and see how they worked, see how I wanted to use them. And so that was another product that I wanted to try out. So now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cover up part of the background that I just created using that awesome Donna Downey stencil. These are probably some of my favorite stencils ever. She's one of my favorite mixed media artists in general. So I love that Blitzy carries her products and her stencils quite often with their sales. So you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for the next time that Blitzy has a sale going on with the Donna Downey stencils, because she has so many great ones that I just love using on canvas and mixed media and art journals and everything. So I can't draw. I shouldn't say I can't. I haven't tried drawing, so I just have it in my mind that I can't draw. So I love that I can use stencils and stamps and kind of get my creativity out and build on them and have my own little flair with them that way. So I'm taking the Dylusions black marble and I'm going with a makeup sponge and I'm picking it up right out of the can cap that you can see, and I'm just sponging it on, and you can see that my bottom layer was completely dry, so I'm getting a really nice opaque coverage with the black. It's a really great black to use. So now we're peeling off the stencil, which is my favorite part, and I can see the outline that it left behind, and I really wanted to have that stencil just really be the kind of focal point of this whole page, and so I decided to go in with more of that black marble paint and just cover up the edges so we didn't have like this square stencil just in the middle of the page. So really cool. I love this black paint. It gives pretty good coverage. I didn't have to wait for the black, the first layer to dry. I just kind of kept going over. You can see it kind of smeared at the top there where I was going back and forth. If I would have just let that dry, I could have gone over with another layer of the black and I would have gotten a better coverage. But like I said, we're just playing around here. So now I'm going in with a white 3-in-1 Stabilo pen woody, and like I said, I have not played with these before, so I'm finding out that the black layer that I had earlier reactivated as I went around activating the white layer with my water brush. So I'm guessing that these are not permanent. So you can see right there I just created kind of like a gray with those two, but not a big deal. I'm not worried about it, and I kind of just wiped it away where I didn't want it with a paper towel. And then when I realized that, I went over on the areas that didn't have any of that black Stabilo and kind of accentuated them more, and then I wiped it away, the parts that got on the stencil, because I wanted that to remain a really dark black. So now I'm going to do some stamping on the face. I used a quote from one of Donna Downey's Unity stamps, and it says, "You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have," which is a really great quote and something to always remember, and something that it just spoke to me. I love those quotes. And so now I'm just going in with some Irresistible Pico Embellishers by Imagine Crafts. I'm using the electric coral, and these are so fun. Like if you ever play with like acrylic paints in the fine tip applicators, doing scribbles and stuff, that's kind of what I've been using them for because I don't have any of those. So here's some close-ups of my page, and I hope you enjoyed kind of going on a journey with me today and playing with these new Dylusions paints. I think they're awesome, and Blitzy has them all the time in the everyday section. See you next time.